What's up guys, welcome back to CardSpot. My name is Ethan and it's time for Yuginews. For the week of 11th of December, let's go over what has happened in the world of Yu-Gi-Oh! In the last week, kicking it off with TCG news, and we have a little bit more info on the Battles of Legend Chapter 1, which is a set releasing in February next year, containing reprints from some of the original Battles of Legend sets. So we know that it's going to include reprints of number 90, Galaxy Eye's Photon Lord, as well as Chaos Emperor, the Dragon of an Armageddon, but it's also going to include reprints of Yubel and Cyber / Harpy Lady. Thanks to the box art being released, we can see those monsters on the side. It's also going to include a reprint of the Astral language version of number 39, Utopia. No word on the Astral language version of number 17, Leviathan Dragon. It's also going to come with 6 collectible dice, each sporting a popular monster design, including Cyber Dragon, Judgment Dragon, and Elemental Hero Stratus. Sticking with TCG kind of, to Speed Duel count? We have Speed Duel Tournament Pack 7 announced, and we know some of the rarities of the cards in there. Namely, an ultra rare print of Foolish Burial, which actually would be quite nice. I think that actually would make that the highest rarity, although obviously Turbo Pack Super is probably still going to be more expensive. It's also got an ultra rare print of Thousand Eyes Restrict as well, and it's going to have reprints of Command Knight, United We Stand as super rares, and then as commons you will have Lava Golem, Santa Claus, and Cosmic Cyclone. So some decent reprints in there, particularly I think good for Speed Duel, but just for regular TCG as well. Alright, over to OCG now, and we have the confirmed effect for Moon of the Closed Sky. This is of course the Link 2 that's kind of like the small version of Underworld Goddess, and the effect is as follows. You can only use the effect of this card's name once per turn. You can target one face-up opponent's monster this card points to. This turn, if you Link summon a Link 5 monster using this card you control as material, you can also use that opponent's monster as material. So this effectively, combined with Underworld Goddess, lets you use 2 of the opponent's monsters as material, which is kind of nice. You only need to use 3 of yours and get rid of some problematic monsters. We also have a huge new Fire King monster announced as part of the promo for the OCG Structures Volume 8. It is called Fire King Consort Alkanix. It's a Fire Wing Beast, level 4, 800 attack, 2000 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn each. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can destroy one other fire monster in your hand or face-up field, and if you do, add a Fire Beast, Beast Warrior, or Wing Beast monster from your deck to your hand except Fire King Consort Alkanix. Then you can make the level of this card become the level of that monster added to the hand. If this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one Fire King High Avatar Garunix from your deck in defense position. So this might actually make running the old original Garunix viable, but even if not, the first effect is so good. When you think you can just normal or special it, pop a card, and get a search, that's really strong. We also have the confirmed Premium Pack 24 set list, and amongst it there are a couple of cards that I just wanted to point out. First up is Sacrifice Rank Up or Sacrifice Level Up. It is a normal spell card. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. Target one Xyz monster you control, banish 2 of its materials, and if you do, special summon from your extra deck one Xyz monster that is 1 rank higher than the monster you control, but it cannot attack this turn. So it's an easy rank up effectively. If you just make a level 4, you can just banish the materials, make a rank 5. That's pretty cool. I could see this having some application, particularly in things like Raid Raptors and stuff. Yeah, we'll have to wait to see what this card will do in the meta, but I think there's some possibilities here. There's also 2 interesting cards, Electrode Beast. So there's Electrode Beast Cathion, which is a Light Thunder effect, level 2, 300 attack, 100 defense. You can only use this card's name's first and second effects once per turn each. If this card is normal summoned, you can activate this effect. You cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck for the rest of this turn, except Light Xyz monsters. Also, add one Electro Beast Anion from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Then immediately after this effect resolves, you can normal summon one level 4 or lower Thunder monster. You can target one other Thunder monster you control. This card's level becomes the same as that monster's until the end of this turn. And then there's Electro Beast Anion. which is a light thunder effect, level 2, 300 attack, 100 defense. You can only use this card's first and second effects once per turn each. If this card is normal summoned, you can make this card become level 4, then you can add 1 spirit converter from your deck or graveyard to your hand. You can target 1 other card you control, send both this card and that card to the graveyard, and if you do, draw 1 card. So, of course, we have one that searches the other, and then you can immediately normal summon it, and they are level 2, so could we see something like this being played in Sprite? Of course, it does lock you into light Xyz, but if I recall, I think Gigantic Sprite is a light Xyz, and I'm not sure what else is up there in that kind of bracket, but we could see these in Sprite down the line. There's also another interesting spell card. It's called Synchro Creed, not Greed, Creed. It's a normal spell. You can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. If a Synchro monster is on the field, draw a card. And then if there are 3 or more Synchro monsters on the field, you can draw 1 more card. So 2 things. It doesn't have to be you control. So if your opponent controls a Synchro monster, sweet as, you get to draw. If they control 3 or more, you get to draw. So I could see this being run in kind of Synchro heavy decks as a bit of a draw engine. Things like Manadium and stuff like that can always pretty much get a free draw. I think that could have potential. As always, if you want to see the full set list, as there are cards that we haven't covered off, you can check it out in the description below the video. Over to Master Duel now, and we have a couple of things to cover off. There are new secret packs. We have Dragon Kings from the Abyss, which feature pretty heavily Bestial cards, which is nice because currently they weren't available, I don't think, in any packs. You just had to craft them, and that will be unlocked until January 10th. So there's a decent amount of time to get in there and get some Bestials and some Heretics and things like that. There's also another secret pack, the Bazaar Playing Board, which features Valence cards and a bunch of Performer Power cards as well. So some interesting pendulum strategies in that one. There's also a bunch of new accessories which you can feel free to check out in your own time. I think I'm probably not going to cover off accessories too much here. I'm just going to cover off cards because we spend a lot of time doing that. And then there is also new selection packs. We have Beginning the Next Journey, which I think we briefly covered off in last week's video, as well as Mighty Contenders, which we also covered off in last week's video. So basically 4 new packs to get your hands on in Master Duel. There's also the start of the Duelist Cup. So this is currently open, and of course, like previous Duelist Cups, this is a way to get invites to Master Duel World Champs and things like that, but also some really nice rewards as well. And there is some interesting new accessories as well that have been introduced with this. But basically, this is the opportunity to get in there and challenge other duelists and really test your mettle. Throwing it over to some rogue deck lists that we have seen seen some success in the last week. We have Marincess, which reached top 8 at the Seattle Regional, piloted by Duel, and it's a pretty cool list. I mean, obviously, anytime rogue tops, I'm all for it. It's just really cool to see, but we have a really diverse format at the moment, and Marincess is capitalizing on that, I think. It's, from what I can tell, a reasonably standard list. I don't know too much about Marincess. I'm still learning the meta. I've been learning the meta for years at this point. But yeah, it looks really cool. So shout out to Duel for the top. We have a couple of lists as well that I haven't been able to find, but it looks like in the Bergamo, Italy regional, in top 8, there was a Thunder Dragon deck piloted by Esteban Rey, and I would really be interested to see that deck list. So if you've seen it, let me know in the comments down below. There's also a couple of interesting deck lists coming out of the Montego Bay, Jamaica regional, making the top 8. We have Plunder Patrol, Pendulum, and in the second place is Trap Tricks. So some interesting rogue decks coming out of that regional as well. Unfortunately, haven't seen the deck lists for them, but some cool stuff being played over in Jamaica. And finally, this is pretty cool. This is from top 8 at Managua Regional, piloted by Eduardo Pulido. It is Gravekeepers Dragoon, and oh, look at that list. that soothes my soul. Seeing those Gravekeepers cards, I remember back in, geez, it must have been 2010 when the new Gravekeepers support came out, like Recruiter and things like that, and Gravekeepers were everywhere. And it's awesome to see that Gravekeeper is actually still doing its thing. What else to say other than what an awesome deck list. So shout out Eduardo, that is some awesome work you've done there. And that's us for this week. That's your Yugi news. You are all caught up for the week of the 11th of December. If you've enjoyed the video, please make sure to drop a like, and you can subscribe and hit the notification bell as well. We do these every week, so you don't miss out on the news of the week. So if you want to stay informed, hit that subscribe button. We also do other things on here as well, some deck profiles, pack openings, all that kind of fun stuff. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. If you have any comments or suggestions, you can leave them down in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video.